Hello everybody. The Warriors took care of business against a tired Bucks team and introduced Jordan Poole into their starting lineup. This play starts with a high pick and roll. Wiggins coming to set a screen for Steph. Jordan Poole will get a pin down screen from Klay Thompson. Ted Cruz Jr. for some reason wants to meet Poole on the other side of the screen, but Poole says, "Nuh-uh, I'm happy where I am," and just stops and pops. So definitely adding Poole to the lineup, you know the offense is going to work because you're adding a second good playmaker off the bounce and also at his best a knockdown three-point shooter. So the question is always going to be, do you get destroyed on defense? In this play, Jordan Poole is marking Ted Cruz Jr. in the corner. He's a good shooter, so Poole does have to be alert, but he's not going to be a physical mismatch. Giannis with a simple dribble handoff to Jrue Holiday, and Steph goes under the screen. I don't know if this is wise. Jrue is a pretty good three-point shooter. I'm not sure about the statistics about his shooting off of handoffs, and that Steph gets away with it because Jrue just misses it. So from the point of view of punishing Jordan Poole, the Warriors will definitely take any play where Poole is not involved in the action. Here, Bobby Portis Jr. is 6'10". He's taller than everyone on the Warriors, so he and Giannis should be able to crush getting rebounds. Lots of hustle here, but Portis does just kind of reach over the top here to tap this rebound, and he grabs it. You're playing small. They're big guys. First thing you want to do is gang box out and gang rebound to try to equalize the rebound difference. Secondly, as soon as a big man has it, anytime the ball gets brought down below their head, you just start trying to channel the spirit of Andre Iguodala and just start swiping down. Poole, I think, gets that ball. Nice strip. The Bucks have Jrue Holiday, an excellent defender, following Steph everywhere, on the court, off the court, into the bathroom, getting the urinal next to Steph. You know, the complete package. And then also the Bucks freely have been double teaming Steph. So Steph does try to take advantage of this by setting a screen on Wiggins' man. Ted Cruz Jr. will in theory be nailed by the screen, and then Jrue Holiday will not want to leave Steph. It was already a general principle that no one ever got fired for following Steph, but here it's actually Jrue Holiday's assignment to never leave Steph for any reason. Wiggins sees that Ted Cruz Jr., his body is facing this way, so he rejects the screen and goes the other way. As soon as Wiggins turns the corner, Bobby Portis Jr. has to help. He feels happy to help because he's guarding Kevon Looney over here. So is this bad for the Warriors? No, the Warriors have come up with a routine to have Kevon or Draymond out here, and obviously you don't want them generally taking three-point shots, but once they have the ball, they can find a three-point shooter and then hand it off to them and then screen for them. And in this lineup, that means every single person on court can take advantage of this. Klay, Wiggins, Steph, Poole, all these guys can knock down open threes in a threatening way. So in theory, that's the secret sauce on offense with Poole here. That's 4 shooters and a great screener. And Poole goes up with confidence. Portis was never going to get there in time to stop this. Poole just misses. I do like Andrew Wiggins stayed in the play. He drove, remember, and kicked it out, but then he went over to fight for the rebound, and here he grabs it and goes up very fast. Giannis, obviously fantastic player, but he's most dangerous when he's got momentum going to the basket, and then he basically gets all the way to the basket for a dunk or a layup or a foul. The Warriors, with their little lineup, have been forming a wall to prevent Giannis from getting to the paint. Looney is the primary defender on Giannis. Andrew Wiggins is the secondary defender, and he always tries to help out. Steph is always ready to lean in if Giannis goes close to him. Same with Klay. They formed an almost literal wall of defenders between Giannis and the basket. Instead of trying to force his way through, he suddenly turns and pivots into a dribble handoff. Steph anticipates this and he cuts through to try to beat Grayson Allen to the screen. Ted Cruz Jr. just back cuts. Allen tries to going for this instant alley-oop to Giannis. Giannis looks a little tired here, and the pass is maybe a little behind him. In the meantime, the wall continues. Here's Looney coming back to wall. Wiggins is another brick in the wall, part 2. Steph had sunk in to be another brick in the wall, part 3. Giannis kicks it back out. Steph does, I think, tag Grayson Allen's arm on this contest, but I think it's okay to foul Grayson Allen without getting called for it. Clank, Wiggins boxing out the bigger Portis Jr. Everyone is here. Great tap by Wiggins where Klay picks it up. Steph does something fascinating, trying to abuse the fact that Jrue Holiday is magnetically attracted to him. Steph wants to screen for Klay. You can see him saying, Klay, you're going to cut this way with his arm. If Klay is cutting this way, it would be natural for Steph to come and screen on this side of Klay's defender. But Steph does something kind of fascinating. Instead, he meanders over here. Now, Middleton is standing between Steph and his minder, Mama Bear Jrue Holiday. So Jrue Holiday feels instinctively forced to come and take the shortest path to meet Steph. Holiday now reunited with Steph, feeling good, but he's now screening his own man, Middleton. So Klay's going to go and take this screen as planned. If Holiday doesn't jump out, then I think he feels Klay's going to have an open three, so he just is forced to jump out. But Middleton feels like, oh, well, Klay is my guy. Nothing you can say can take me away from my guy. So this is a very rare situation where Steph uses Holiday's face guarding him against the Bucks, and now Steph is alone. He's finally got some quiet time for the first time all game, and he drifts out. Middleton catches up to Klay. Jrue Holiday thinks, oh my god, what have I done? I'm no longer next to Steph Curry. I heard that people can get fired if you don't follow Steph Curry. Ted Cruz Jr. over here feels like, oh my god, this is a disaster. I have to rotate, which leaves his man completely open in the corner. Jrue Holiday, in the meantime, thinks, no, I'm rotating. I'm going to go back to Steph. This is my destiny. So after all that, Steph was free for a second, but then he draws another double team. He immediately knows that Poole is completely open. Man, look at the radius of openness. Okay, the Bucks are not messing around anymore. The game is starting to get out of hand. So they're bringing Giannis over here to set a pick. The Warriors have a standard defense against pick and rolls on this side of the court. It's got a lot of different names like blue, weak, ice, but Ron Adams called it ice when he first came to the Warriors with Steve Kerr in 2014. I'm going to call it ice. If you're the defender, you want to force the ball handler away from the screen. Even if you have to look silly, I give you full permission to go this way. Kevon Looney has to come over here and drop to contain any kind of drive. You'll see Poole is going to just hop over there. And now Holiday cannot use the screen in this direction. Giannis tries to be clever and says, all right, well, I'm not going to screen you this way. I'm going to come screen you this way, and Holiday will take the screen. Now Kevon Looney is containing Jrue Holiday, so that means that Holiday can put this little pocket pass right behind Looney, and then Giannis should be able to go straight to the basket for a big dunk. Except Andrew Wiggins is the second defender. He's going to step in. You probably can't even see where Wiggins' man is, right? Officially, Wiggins is guarding this man, but obviously he's not. He's sunk way in here to become another brick in the wall, part two. Giannis says, all right, I can't go this way. I'm going to go on the right side of the wall here. And Looney does a great job of blocking this and gets a jump ball. So the Bucks set up Middleton to ISO Steph, but Steph is up to the challenge and in fact stops Middleton's drive. Steph is sneaky strong. It also helped that Kevon Looney came over to help on the play. He does not seem to fear Giannis shooting from the three-point line. Giannis is about a 30% shot, so, it's actually not that bad to leave him open. Clank. Klay boxing out on the rebound. Klay gets teased a bit for not filling up the box score with rebounds and assists, but he did a good job on this play. Steph ran down court really fast and got Chris Middleton to pick him up, and then Steph just went as far away as possible so that Middleton has no way of helping on this play. I don't know if that's something you want to do every play. It looks like Wiggins wants to pass to Kevon Looney, setting a pin down for Klay. That's certainly what Klay thinks is happening. So Klay is ready to catch the pass, and Looney says, oh, all right, fine, I better catch this pass. And so Klay tries to brush it off and go, oh yeah, I meant for Looney to pick up that pass. In the meantime, Giannis is giving Looney a ton of space because Looney is definitely not a three-point threat, right? Except now he can dribble handoff to anyone else on the court, and that happens to be Jordan Poole. Ted Cruz Jr. is going to have trouble getting around Looney. Ted Cruz Jr. keeps on going under the screen, but Jordan Poole is very happy with this. He says, thank you for giving me the space. Giannis is too far away to help because of the space he gave Kevon Looney. Ping. Milwaukee ran this play before. Giannis does a little dribble handoff, and Holiday will go around. Steph goes under the screen again. This is clearly the game plan because clearly they consider Holiday a bigger threat to drive after going around the screen rather than just stopping and pop. And look at that, it totally worked. Holiday went around the screen, Steph went under the screen and met him on the other side. They bump, and then Steph knocks the ball free. Nice swipe down. I feel like the Bucks never quite got the hang of how to deal with the human wall defense. So we've got Looney, we've got Steph here. Here's Klay, another brick in the wall, part 3. Giannis meeting this gigantic wall of people. Wiggins, here's another brick in the wall, part 4. And the spacing of the Bucks is so horrible here that they don't really punish the Warriors for this defense. Giannis with a nice pivot, and he does get a short jumper. But on the scale of all the things that can happen when Giannis has got the ball, the Warriors will probably take this. It's a turnaround, fadeaway jump shot with Looney putting a hand in his face. Yeah. So here's the other benefit to having Poole in the main lineup. So Steph is still got his BFF, Jrue Holiday, with him way off the court. One gets the sense that if Steph went and sat on the bench, that Holiday would come and sit on Steph's lap. So Poole gives the Warriors a secondary playmaker, so the offense doesn't just end up being motion offense. Poole can actually create pretty well off the dribble. So here's Wiggins coming to set the screen. Poole really feeling himself. He goes right literally at Giannis. And after all these calculations, Poole decides, you know, I'm pretty open right now. Let's just go for this quick push shot. Beautiful. Here's one more example of the human wall defense. Kevon Looney is the main defender on Giannis, but I think we all know Giannis can probably get around Looney. So we've got Andrew Wiggins, another brick in the wall, part 2. Giannis decides to lean into it and says, all right, I'm going to dribble at the wall. So now 2 people are on Giannis. Where is Wiggins's official mark? And Bobby Portis Jr. is out here. He's actually shooting pretty well from 3. So the Warriors definitely going with anyone but Giannis inside defense. Wiggins recovers pretty well. This is an open shot, but not completely open. Good contest, and then Wiggins cares enough to pick up the rebound. So all in all, a nice debut for the Jordan Poole starting lineup. Solid win, but I also feel like the Bucks have been on a road trip and just haven't had a lot of time to practice and game plan. If this was a series, then they would be able to make some adjustments to punish Poole and pick on him some more. But for today, they just didn't have it in them to take advantage. Nonetheless, really nice to see Jordan Poole and Klay bust out. I'm eager to see more and to see how much we're going to see Poole in the starting lineup, especially when Draymond comes back on Monday. It's going to be an interesting run to the playoffs. Quick celebration check. Jordan Poole, pretty chuffed. Klay Thompson in the background raising his hands, telling everyone to get up, celebrate this man. Juan Toscano-Anderson is a good friend of Jordan Poole. He has come out and he says, I'm concerned that your hands seem to be a considerably higher temperature than is safe for human beings. Is it possible that your hands are smoking hot and therefore you are completely smurfing on the Bucks from the 3-point line? Poole's thinking, you must want me to give you a low 5 and I will celebrate in this traditional way with you. And so he gives him the low 5, but Juan Toscano-Anderson, he says, no, my dear colleague, I'm concerned that your hands are lava hot with the way you have propelled the ball through the basket. I'm going to take a closer inspection. He's actually going to grab his hand, and now he's looking at Jordan Poole's hand, and he's going to say, if my calculations are correct, your hands are on fuego to a level that is unsafe for human use. I have to cool them down, otherwise your health will be at risk. Yes, Juan Toscano-Anderson is a good friend. Be like Juan.